Good morning. Wait for it to do its thing. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Monday, the 9th of February. All right, so it's been a while. So I feel like it's been ages since I've been able to do the Scorpio moon cards. I was actually really excited. So, how did everybody's weekend go? I had a sort of bit of feedback saying that my words on Sunday were quite accurate. I haven't heard the whole story yet, so that'll be fun to hear. But on Saturday, Mercury moved into Pisces. All right, so we've gone from that thinking where we were like completely in our heads in the future, or we were concerned with other people, the community, our tribe, um, into Mercury in Pisces, which is now all the feels. All right. So now Mercury in Pisces is what is called in detriment because it rules Virgo. So its opposition is in detriment, which just means it's a little bit underfunded. It's a little bit overwhelmed with all of the water and the feelings. Now, um, actually, oh, that's for during the week. During the week, at some point, Mercury is going to go into shadow. All right. So, what day is that? Hang on, let me have a look. Mercury goes into shadow on Thursday the 12th. So, I mean, this is not a heads up warning. Mercury retrograde is coming. However, there are things that I've noticed, especially for Wednesday, that are like you don't have to deal with it now. As soon as Mercury goes into shadow, remember it goes all the way to one end and all the way back. So there is something happening this week that you will be able to deal with in the coming time. Like, don't freak out that you don't have enough time because it will likely be revisited with that Mercury retrograde. All right, so today, currently, right now, we have the moon at 12 degrees of Scorpio squaring the Mars in the sky at 12 degrees of Aquarius. So there could be a little bit of tension around now. That's exact at 8:30, so that's an hour and a half. I am doing this early, obviously. Now we also have the moon is square the sun all day. All right. That's like 7 degrees now. I haven't even put the time it is exact. So it must be like 11, 12, midnight, something like that. So there could be, watch that you don't start getting that irritable feeling now and you're not dealing with it the whole day. All right. So remember that moon in Scorpio is the taboo, deep feelings, joint resources, emotional intensity, triggering experiences. But a square does bring tension, but it also ultimately wants you to resolve. It's something that will build strength in you over time. So there is that, and then at 3 p.m. we've got a beautiful trine to Jupiter in Cancer. So here we are. I'm going to continue on with the theme of Jupiter in Cancer retrograde being the wisdom that we start to understand from our internalized reflection about those Cancerian qualities being family, family of origin, early childhood conditioning, our actual home, our nurturing principles, our children, all that sort of stuff. So the wisdom from us as ye oldie, us born last century. So there is a bright spot in the day with that moon trine Jupiter, but again, I think it's an awareness that we're sort of, again, there is so much changing. So I really do hope that you are supporting yourself. You are using all of your tools in your toolbox. We all have very vast and different modalities of healing and dealing with our lives. And our experiences. So just, dip into that toolbox and find the thing that is going to bring you comfort in this time of Scorpio moon. All right, let me have a quick look. Oh, where'd it go? Let's see if there's anybody here, because that's it. Facebook just does not work now. Good morning, Helen. Oh, good. I'm glad you had a good weekend. I'm sorry, Barbara. I started at 8, and I couldn't have gone and done my live at 8:30 when I'm only starting at 8, so I had to do it early. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Karen. Yes, I know. How funny is that? Us born last century. These new little whippersnappers that are coming up calling us centurions or whatever. Oh, that doesn't sound that bad though. We are centurions. All right, so let's have a look at the words. All right. Going with this Scorpio moon theme. Oh, that's what I was saying. Yesterday, the words were, do you wonder if you were told an untruth? Maybe something doesn't quite feel right. Now, I had a little bit of feedback saying that I was spot on with that untruth. I just haven't got the whole story yet. So, did you have something exposed to you yesterday, or, some hidden aspect, a lie, somebody didn't quite tell you the whole truth, something like that? So, today, you know that feeling, deep, unsettling, and familiar. This is the point where you face it instead of the usual escapist tendencies that would normally auto engage. Sit with the discomfort. Where did it originate? Look at it until you are no longer afraid. The old ways must end as they have before and as they will again. So, this is just the principle of Scorpio. Everything must regenerate. Everything, energy cannot be destroyed, it's just transformed into another form. So whether this is the energy that you put into a memory that triggers an experience for you and you're like, enough already, all right, you can recycle that. You can just choose to work deeply by facing these things. We all have our escapist tendencies, we all have our triggers and traumas, and we tend to do these automatic behaviors. Jupiter retrograde Cancer, think about it. And they come from something, and they're usually hindering us now. So, evolution and self-awareness, personal development, all of these things are the principles of transformation. Um, and in addition to that, so yesterday we had Venus, how we give and receive love, square Uranus in Taurus. All right, so there is this discomfort still around, even though it was yesterday, because tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., the sun does its square to Uranus. All right, so here's more of that. We could have had that unsettled heart feeling where we're like, if we're looking at it as a past trauma, and, with that energy stuck within us, that Venus square Uranus might have shaken it off the shelf a little bit, maybe destabilized it, so that we can see that it's on tenuous foundations. So when the sun comes through and does that final push, you know, it's in Taurus, the sun's vitality is like, don't get stuck in the mud. Uranus in Taurus, shift yourself out of that. Like, maybe you can, I don't know what sort of analogy you can use. Maybe, get a car dragging you out of a dried up bog, or, like I was saying with the first one, something that you have held in your mind as on a pedestal because it's something that, as your small child was expected to um, admire or expected to uphold, that just doesn't sit right now. So again, with the Scorpio and the Uranus in Taurus, you are being poked to deliberately deal with something. So that Uranus, blah blah blah, that Sun Uranus coming through all day up until 5 a.m. tomorrow, shaking, shaking, shaking. So again, if you feel unsettled, then just stop. And look, I don't think that anybody here is the type of person that's like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable, I'm going to go grab a beer or go grab my bottle of wine, or, go and overindulge in, things that make us escape out of our mind, which are a lot of things. They could be food, alcohol, drugs, sex, um, you know, audiobooks. It's vague. escape reality into fiction, whatever your escapist tendency is. I think the combination of all the things plus the Scorpio moon may just be having you feel a little bit like, oh. All right, so now, in addition to that Uranian stuff, remembering that 3 p.m. the Jupiter. All right, so I think 8:30. Yeah, 8:30 Moon square Mars. That could be, you could have your cranky pants on a bit too tight. I don't know. Maybe somebody's just pissing you off, and you're like, do I really have to filter myself? No, you don't, because it's Scorpio moon. Just be nice about it. Be wise. Jupiter in Cancer. Be wise. All right. So, and then the sun is also sextile Chiron. All right. That started yesterday. All right. So the Scorpio moon happened, and then the sun was like, okay, I'm going to give you the opportunity to heal. I'm going to rattle your cage, but I'm also going to give you this beautiful opportunity to use this as a healing aspect. So, now, oh, actually, you know what? I am incorrect. I am incorrect, and I take it all back. Looking at my notes, I did get it wrong. I thought my notes said after 5, the sun is square Uranus. But what I meant was after 5, the sun starts to square. You now just looked at the rest of the pages, and I'm like, hang on a minute. That still says sun square Uranus. So there you go. So the Venus did her square yesterday, which sort of started the process, and now the sun is going to come through and highlight that thing that is starting, that needs the shake up. All right, so I do apologize for that, but again, it was only yesterday. So it was yesterday that the sun was like, okay, you can start to heal, and then today or tomorrow morning that the sun is like really starting to rattle those bars. All right, now also Mercury is starting to conjunct the North Node. Mercury in Pisces, intuition, guidance, the universe is starting to move towards that true path that we should be heading down. So it, like, all the things are really sort of feeling like they are starting to shift into a very tangible, that's not the right word. Oh, you know what I mean? Like you're feeling your thoughts. Okay. All right, I will grab this card, but I'll have a quick look since you all beautifully got up so early. I will show you the rest of the week a little bit. All right, so tomorrow, highly charged day. All right, so this is Tuesday the 10th, very highly charged. So I'd love you to gather your thoughts, get yourself prepared for the week, knowing that there is going to be a lot happening. All right, Wednesday, Venus and Mercury, beautiful, both in Pisces. Venus moves into Pisces Tuesday, all right, so even that is lovely. She is in the sign of her exaltation. She feels like an honored guest in a beautiful castle. However, she can be very overly emotional. She can be a bit of a people pleaser. She can wear rose-colored glasses. So along with that intuition and grace and poise, she can also be a bit delusional. So just heads up on that one. So yeah, Wednesday something might. Yeah, oh, this is the point where earlier I was saying Mercury goes into shadow this week. So on Wednesday, if you start to feel like, oh, I've got to deal with this now, no, you don't. Write it down on a piece of paper and deal with it at a more appropriate time. Okay. So Thursday is a little bit of a moment. I think a lot of things will be shown to you. The hero heroine story, the sun bursting through the clouds, the fucking angels singing, all that sort of stuff, like a sort of experience on Thursday. And Friday. Shit's starting to get real on Friday. All right, the heading is time to pull your big girl panties up. so so yeah, we're starting to really move into this, because Saturn in Aries, which is the 14th. Yes, on the 14th, happy Valentine's Day. Here's some harsh reality. We're really starting to have to take responsibility for ourselves. All right, so there's no one else to blame. This is about spiritual maturity. This is about, casting off delusions, old stories, old patterns, and again, the 17th, which is the following Tuesday, is an eclipse. So we really are getting into that type of energy, guys, where, you know, reinforce yourself, do all the things that you can to bring yourself comfort, you know, be prepared so that you're not stressed, all those sort of things. So let's do a card. Yay! I missed these. I feel like it's been so long. Good morning, Sean. How are you? All right, which card is going to be amazing? What time is it? Oh, I'm going to leave soon for work. Oh, this one. This one. Ooh. I don't know if we've had this before, guys. Where's my glasses? Self-sabotage. Oh, this is perfect, actually, without even reading the words. When I was talking about that, what was I talking about? Far out my brain. Meds haven't kicked in yet. 9. Okay, yeah. So the escapist tendencies that you may be seeing, that discomfort, that you know, the way that you've always done things that is not working for you now, your addictive tendencies, your I don't want to face that, I'm going to do something else. So this is definitely in the air, and I feel like this self-sabotage card, which is number 2, is going to be extremely relevant. Oh, I love that card. Look at those. Look at those. Amazing. All right, let's have a look. All right. Okay. Become conscious of how your inner saboteur functions. You are about to sabotage a big opportunity. Now is the time to stop procrastinating and cease focusing your energy on why you are unworthy of wonderful, enriching experiences. When you connect to the saboteur archetype, you begin to recognize all the ways you pass up interesting opportunities and relationships, which could make you grow, learn, evolve, and become fulfilled. The saboteur is terrified of change and guards your heart from that which is meaningful to you, with the misguided belief that if you don't try, you can't fail. It forgets that if you don't escape from your comfort zone, you cannot succeed and experience the love and joy which would fulfill you. On the lighter side, the saboteur can help you connect to your intuition and help you listen to your deeper wisdom. It can assist you in deciphering a potentially dangerous situation from an exciting one. And I love that because, you know, excitement and fear are the same feeling, just different perceptions. So, you know, in this Scorpio moon, yeah, don't go for those automatic escapist tendencies. I think, you know, going back to that Saturn in Aries on Saturday, you know, you can't imagine your world right now, right? When you can blame no one for anything that you do. You are solely responsible for your actions. You are solely responsible for the things you do through your day. All the decisions you make are yours alone, all right? And that might sound easy, but when you're thinking about it, you know, oh, why did I automatically do that? Oh, because of. Yeah, no, that's not relevant anymore. Like this change we're going through is personal responsibility. Like I said, pull your big girl panties up and just do, you know, do the evolving thing that you're so not scared of. Well, scared is a good way to put it, but reluctant. The things that you are reluctant to do. All right. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. That's pretty much me. That's 18 minutes. And I'm here tomorrow. So yeah, so I will be here tomorrow with you tomorrow morning. Yeah, again, you've had a little bit of a week's overview. I hope you have a fabulous one and mwah. See ya.